Hey y'all, James here. So the last time I was on YouTube, it was to talk about a book I wrote, and today I am here to talk about a book I wrote. My next release actually releases tomorrow, and I literally, not that I forgot that it releases tomorrow, but while I was at work today, I had the realization that I have not talked about my book on YouTube, and it's like, girl, we don't do that over here. So that's what we're doing tonight. If you are into contemporary romance novels, stay tuned because you are going to want to add this book to your TBR list. Alright, so let me start by saying I read this book last night. I read it all the way through, and like, I'm always excited about my releases, and I love everything that I've written thus far, but this book, it's like this book, like it's so good. And it's like, not to toot my own horn, but beep beep. I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's the characters. They did their big ones. Like, they did what they needed to do. And it's for all of our benefit because we're just going to be reading this book all 2024. Girl, it's good. Let's get into it. The title of the book is unLYSHed, and it releases on Friday, January 5th, 2024. Now, for Jaimsss P readers, you might be saying, Loving a Legend, James? That sounds a little bit familiar. Girl, for those of you who don't know, my last release was titled A Legendary Love, and that book was about a couple, Demi and Asen, right? Well, this book right here is a spinoff. So Asen had a twin brother, Aaron, and Demi had a cousin, Christina. So many of my reviews, if you go to Amazon and look at the reviews for A Legendary Love, or go to Goodreads and look at the reviews for A Legendary Love, so many people were like, we need a spinoff for Crissy and Aaron. Some people said they liked Crissy more than they liked Demi, just all kind of stuff. So this is that book. This is the spinoff, and I'm so excited about it. And let me just say this before I say anything else. If you did not read A Legendary Love, it doesn't matter, because this book can be read by itself. They already tell you in the book that Demi and Asen are married and happy and who they're related to. So you don't need to read that book to read this book, but I'm not going to stop you from reading it because it's good too. If you didn't read it and you were about to click out of my video, you better stay where you at because we finna get into it. I'll talk about Crissy first. So the heroine of this story is Christina Savage. She goes by Crissy. Christina is a business owner. She is a hairstylist, and she has a pretty successful hair salon. She does hair on her own in her own little boutique salon, and she loves it so much. But she does come with some baggage in this book, okay? So she has been in a 6-year on and off relationship with a, trigger warning, narcissist. And she recently, very recently, found the strength to actually leave him for good. Like, she's done. She feels it in her heart. She's done. She's done. But since she's left him, she literally cannot stop thinking about Aaron Legend, who she met years ago when her cousin Demi fell in love with Asen Legend. So they met and they had an instant connection. He wanted her, and he let her know that. She wanted him too, but she was too invested in her dating relationship to give him the time of day. And he is not the type to beg. So he was like, girl, whatever. So they never connected because of her relationship. Fast forward 2 years into the future, she is freshly out of her terrible relationship, and he is in a not terrible relationship, but kind of a I had nothing to do, so I'm doing this type of relationship. And that's where we at now. She can't get him off of her mind, but she just learned that he is seeing someone. So she's like, well, I guess I missed my chance. Darn it. Luckily for the two of them, Demi and Asen never had a wedding. So they got married, never had a wedding. Decided now that their kids are a little older, they're like, you know what? Let's do a vow renewal in Greece. So they charter a private jet for their entire family, and it just so happens that the only seats left on the plane are next to each other. So Aaron and Crissy are sitting beside each other on the plane. Oh, let's talk about Air. So Air is a serial business owner. He's a twin, of course. He is very confident, very charismatic. He's super funny. He is very attractive. He is he's a laid back individual, but he is also no nonsense in a way. He's very direct. He will never leave you guessing about how he feels about anything, and he's just kind of that guy. It's no other way to put it. Air is him. So Aaron goes by Air, and he's just him. So they end up sitting on the jet together. Mind you, she's out of a relationship, so she's not bringing her ex-guy, which she was never bringing him because he never vibed well with her family. Aaron, a little birdie, ended up telling him that Crissy was coming to the wedding alone. So he's like, well, I'm not bringing my girlfriend if Crissy gonna be by herself. So he's coming along. They end up sitting together on the jet to go to Greece. They vibe the whole way there. And when they get to Greece, they vibe even more. Their connection is like so potent. Like it's just so there. It's so undeniable. But the fact remains, he has a girlfriend who does not stop calling his phone while he is in Greece, trying to get to know Crissy. Anyway, so we get home. We get back home, or they get back home, because Asen and Demi, they are doing their honeymoon. So the two of them, they come back home together alone. And long story short, Crissy's beauty salon catches on fire, and she's distraught about it. She can't do anything with it. She has to either find a new place or rebuild, and she's just super distraught. And the only person really that she had to call who was in town at the time was either her ex or Aaron. She calls Aaron. He's there at the drop of a hat, and he's like, listen, don't worry about it. I got you. I have a whole barbershop that has a salon room that you can work out of until you get back on your feet. So she starts working at Faded, his barbershop, and while she's working there, they just literally, the rest is history. And I'm not about to be telling y'all all the tea, because you're going to download the book tomorrow and you are going to read it. I'm not giving y'all all the tea, but I will tell you a few things that you can expect from Loving a Legend. So you can definitely expect Crissy to be in denial. She might get on your nerves a little bit, because she's in denial about, not necessarily about how she feels about him, but just in the probability that they will work. She's just in denial for a while, and she annoying, to be honest. She has to get over that, and when she does, it's like it's up from there. But you can definitely expect her to be in denial. You can expect strong family bonds. I pride myself on writing relatable romance and just relatable stories in general, and so even more than developing the hero and the heroine, I try to develop all the characters well enough that the bonds and these scenes just seem genuine and real and raw. And in this book, I think I did a very good job of that. I think that the bonds between the family members in Loving a Legend is just so genuine, and I think you're gonna totally just get that from this book. Their relationships are just like everything. You can expect a cameo from an OG character from my first book. I think that's gonna be a nice treat for anybody who is just a James reader like that. So you can expect that. You can also expect a slow burn. I write slow burns. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know some people don't like reading them, but I do, and it's mostly because of that whole relatable romance thing. I have my thoughts on life and love, and I know that love at first sight exists, right? But that hasn't been my experience, and it's just not at this point I haven't written any, you know, insta love stories like that. So it's a slow burn, but it's a good one though. It's good. It's so good. Like, in my Kiki Palmer voice, it is good. You can expect a gray moment. So let me tell you, and I think I said this in my last book talk, my heart can't take too much tension and drama when it comes to love stories, right? And romance. But the book is not gonna give, and it's not gonna be relatable if it's not some type of turmoil. So you can definitely expect, I'm just not gonna call it a black moment, because it's not black, it's gray. You can expect a gray moment, and you can expect them to get it together, because love prevails, okay? You can expect a good old-fashioned love story. It's a love story. It's a love story. It's romance. It's black. It's beautiful. It's all the things, and it's just like so good. I can't wait for y'all to read it. One of the most exciting things, the most exciting thing for me that you can expect, you can expect a collaboration. Jaimsss and unLYSHed, also known as my Shooter. If you have not subscribed to the Shootas YouTube channel, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to stop and go do that. The link is in the description box below. But you can expect a collaboration between the Shootas, because my Shooter, if you don't know, she's a writer too. She writes poetry. I write romance. I'm not a poet, but this character, and I'm gonna say this, I don't think she would mind if I say this. There are so many parts of Crissy that mirror my Shooter. It's really like she inspired this book. I'm not even gonna hold you. My Shooter inspired this book, and it's probably another reason why I love it so much, but it's so good. My Shooter is so amazing too though, so whatever. Crissy is a poet, and I was writing this book, and I'm like, my Shooter inspired this story. My Shooter inspired this character, and this character is a poet. I feel we need some poetry. So I called my Shooter like, Shooter, can you write poetry for my book? And I basically just told her the topics of what I wanted to give in the book, and she wrote 2 poems for Loving a Legend that are so amazing. I think y'all gonna love them. And when you read them, just know that that is unLYSHed. Okay, that's unLYSHed, baby. And so and we have talked about writing a book before, like writing a book together, like maybe short stories and her poetry, stuff like that. And we're still gonna do that for sure, but this is like our first collab, and I'm excited about it. I think it's just so nice. The book is so good, and her poetry, her words made it that much better. Like it wasn't complete until she sent me those poems. It just wasn't. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say, but I'm so excited about that part, and I can't wait for y'all to read it too. So that's really all the tea I am spilling about Loving a Legend. You are going to have to download it tomorrow to get the rest. Again, it releases January 5th, 2024. I would definitely recommend following me on all my social media platforms so that you do not miss the second that it drops. I'm dropping a sneak peek tonight, so you need to be subscribed to my mailing list, which I'm going to put right here. And I'm also going to be doing a release day giveaway, but to be a part of that giveaway, you will have to be in my Facebook group. So if you are not, go ahead and join the Jaimsss Pod on Facebook. That link is also in the description. Every link that you need that has something to do with Jaimsss is in the description. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Once you read Loving a Legend, come back to this video and comment your favorite part. Tell these people to read that book. Ask them what they're doing, because we need to know. You ain't read that book yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, I love y'all, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, y'all, I think this is like my first time recording in front of my vision board, my desk and my vision board. This is my 2023 vision board, and I actually have to take all this off and, you know, reconstruct it for 2024. So stay tuned for that video because I am going to record the process, but I will see y'all later for real this time.